is all.
Yeah, they got my TikTok running all slow and crazy. You go ahead and share the live. Man. Yeah, they be hating on me. They be straight hating. You know Satan gotta hate. You know they gotta hate on me, man. You know they gotta hate. Like, ah, man, let me just hate on this dude. Was not clear about why my live was removed. Not at all. And as unfortunate as it may appear to be, it's all good. Because we're going to still go in and let me hit a couple of more of my other people. I know my live is being suppressed, and that's all good. It's all good that y'all suppressed the live. We was going in. Yeah, they suppressing my live. But this is my backup page. Eventually people will catch on, but when I give out too much pertinent content, they like, yo, they didn't even give me a reason as to why it's suspended. Right? No reason. But I told you guys, I be having enough content. I already did my live for today, right? We didn't already did our live on the YouTube. I was just giving the TikTok people some. I know a lot of y'all can't pull yourself away from TikTok. I know it. I seen the people in my YouTube feed. they come in for a minute, then bounce back. You just used to scrolling. You ain't gonna stick on the YouTube, you know. Man, come on, man. They not even letting the people know I'm on here. It's all good. I got a trick for that. Let me turn my volume all the way down so it don't give a reverb. Okay, there go Nate. What's up, Nate? Nate the Great. Nate the Great. I'm just gonna share the live with everybody that was in, or as much people as I can. Cause that was some straight haterade. I'm gonna send it to everybody that was in the thing. But that's that sucker shit, man. Shouts out to Top of Vision. Shouts out to my brother New Hood Yogi. I think I sent it to him. Peace and love, Nate. How you doing, my beloved brother? Man, look at Huey going crazy on my joints. Pause. You know, people be rocking with me. I had to send it to my brother Leo. What's up, Leo? Leo Wright, my beloved brother. Yeah, check me out on YouTube, y'all. Nate and Leo. You know, I did a live over there. I was just giving the TikTok some, and of course they suspended the live we was going in. It was going real good, but a lot of times when they get rid of the live, they're getting rid of the live because they know that I'm gonna re-upload the live, right? They know that live is going. They know I save my lives. I don't waste no content. I chop it up, edit out the highlights, and I upload it for content. And that's what I've been doing. And shouts out to Ricky. There you go, the cyber surgeon, AP the century. I got a full council up in this mug. And see, they know that too. I don't know if Ricky was saying that or Abu was saying it, but one of them was saying it. Is like that TikTok recognizes that already got a following. It recognizes that. It knows that I'm not dependent on views and likes at this point, right? They know I don't have to be on here. They know I have a space where I don't have a community guideline to filter how I disseminate information. But they primarily, what they cited me for, vaguely, was talking about Genesis chapter 8 with the vineyard in the drunkenness. That's why they suspended my live. That was the best that they could come up with. I just seen that in my phone because they they told me why. Now I'm like, that's some bullshit. They don't want people to be awakened. And see, I ain't never said this before, but it's a whole bunch of people that have just left the confines of organized religion. They starting to follow the platform. They starting to watch all the videos, and they seeing how the dots are connecting because they see the inconsistencies of their convictions and the false information that religious institutions present. Because it's not asking you to know anything. It's just asking you to believe. Right? We don't want to operate in belief. We want to operate in knowing. At the core of who you are, that's what it all comes down to. You want to know. You don't want to believe. I would rather want to know if my wife is cheating on me. I don't want to believe that she's cheating on me. I would rather want to know that she's cheating on me. And vice versa. My wife wouldn't want to know. She wouldn't want to believe that I'm cheating on her. She would rather, if you tell her, do you want to believe that he's cheating on you? You want to know it. Every woman in the world, I'm like, I want to know. I want to see it. I need some evidence. I need some proof. But when it comes to your soul, when it comes to your mind, when it comes to your spirit, when it comes to your existence, and giving that over to a force that has not proven that it even exists before your unconscious awakened Awareness. Just believe it. Just have faith in that. You hear me? And they don't like that. They don't want people to think. The Dajjal, the Luciferians, the 11 tribes, they don't like that shit. And I just watched the video on the YouTube after the live had uploaded, or even before it. And it was a sister talking about, I'll share it in the school. But she was saying that you got two forms of demons. And we already covered this on the main page. But it's two type of demons. You got high-ranking powerful demons, and then you got low-ranking mischievous demons. And the high-ranking powerful demons, they commandeer the vessel of people that are in, listen, influential positions. They influence them. They take over their body. And you're like, yo, man, why these motherfuckers doing all this evil shit? And I told y'all before, a lot of times they're not even aware that something else is in their body and it took them over. And once your devilishment is brought before the public at large, then the demon leaves up out of you, so it don't have to feel none of that shit that you about to go through. You hear me? And that's why they get away with a lot of things. That's why I got to share that video so y'all could just see it. Because she broke that shit down, highly concise. She was very concise with that. And she started talking about the cornhole stars. And the corn stars, some of the stuff that they might be doing might be like way over the top. Like, why the fuck is you doing that? That's not them. It's something in their body. It then took them over. It then overrided the consciousness. Because I told you guys, the conscious sits in 3 compartments in the corporeal form, right? 3 compartments. We're going to go through it again, just like we did on the YouTube. Right here, and right here. It's the brow century. The heart plexus. And the solar plexus. Y'all follow that? These are the 3 areas where the soul incarnates. When it breaks through the plane, let's just call it middle C. All right? Which is 432 hertz. When the soul breaks that plane and it whoosh down into the water of the body, remember the body full of water? The body is full of water. The soul is burning in the solar plexus. They don't want y'all to know this. This is where the conscious aspects of your mind goes, because it's following you. That's where the conscious mind is. This is where the unconscious mind is. And this is where the subconscious mind resides. So your mind breaks down into 3 fields within the body. You have autonomy over the conscious mind. The unconscious mind has autonomy over the body. The subconscious mind gives all of the tea to the soul, right? Mind, body, and soul. You see that? Mind, body, and soul. Let me take this light so it don't leave a glare. Mind, body, and soul. Come a little bit closer. Now I can hear people saying, man, what about the unconscious mind, man? When you in the awake state, when you awake, your unconscious mind is taking control of your body for you. 90% of the things you do while you awake is operating on an unconscious level. 90% of what you're doing. Many people have already had their lunch today. And while you sitting here, while you are watching this video, you're using your conscious mind to do that. While your unconscious mind is handling everything that you done ate and everything you done ate today and yesterday. It's breaking all that shit down. That coffee that you drunk this morning, it poured all of the water out that coffee. If you put a creamer in that coffee, it poured all of the milk. It poured all of the water out of that milk. And it also obtained all of the water that went into making that coffee. And you ain't even thinking about none of that. You watching me, right? You watching me right now. And you like, oh shit, this is deep. In your subconscious mind, where the soul seats itself, it's catching everything. But your unconscious mind has too much autonomy. Yeah, they blocked the live, man. They blocked it. Yeah, they had to block it, man. Like, yo, we got to block this. And see, what I come to the conclusion of is if the information is too pertinent, they don't want me to re-upload it because they know I save my lives. I don't waste my lives. I'm going to re-upload that information. They know that. So when it get to a certain peak, they're like, oh shit, yeah, go ahead and suspend this dude's live right now. So that he doesn't upload it. Because once they suspend the live, I can't do nothing about it. And that's why on Tuesdays, when I do go live, I'm going straight to YouTube first. For those that don't know, I put it in the text space. I let you guys know, like, hey, we going live, right? I let y'all know, like, hey, man, we about to go live at 11:11 on Tuesday. So next week, automatically know that, like, dang, Doc gonna be on the YouTube at 11:11. Just know that. Just already, like, it's Central Standard Time too, right? Central Standard Time. But yeah, man, you know that they was gonna do that. You know what I mean? But like I was saying, most of the things we do in the awakened state, 90% of it is on autopilot. The unconscious mind, you unconsciously get into your car, turn it on, and go to work. Now, maybe that first week, you was using your conscious mind to get to work. But after you got that shit down pat, your unconscious mind took over. And you let it. You said, man, go ahead. I ain't got time to be worried about this and all that. Your unconscious mind gets access to the subconscious mind and it integrates it into a neural network in your brain and starts to exhibit neuroplasticity. And your brain keeps searching for ways to come more efficiently resounding with coming to a suitable conclusion for you. It does this on an unconscious level. So when you're in the awakened state, you're unconscious. When you're in the awakened state, you are unconscious. You don't become your consciousness doesn't take over until the body lays down. Because now the unconscious has to stay with the body. It can't go with you when when you go off into the spiritual universe. And it know that too. Right? It know it can't go with you. Yeah, I got a couple of people I need to send this live to. I know they wondering like, man, where is he at? My boy Nature First Initiative. I don't know everybody that's missing from the other live, but I'm going to send it to Nature First. He been rocking with me. You know what I mean? He been following me since YouTube. My man TiVo. Yeah, but when the body lays down, you, right? You leave out the body and the subconscious mind follow you. It leave with you like shit, I'm going too. The unconscious mind, right? Which is the ego. That's why we call it the electromagnetic generated organism, because it's got autonomy over your body in the systems in the body. But it's like, I want to go too. I want to go. And you like, no, stay home. Somebody got to watch the house. You know what I mean? Somebody got to watch the house. You remember how your cousins would come over on the weekend? For y'all that got siblings. And y'all want to go to the penny candy store? And Little Bit want to go too? But Little Bit was too young. She didn't know how to cross the big street. Like, no, Little Bit, you got to stay at the house. That's what you tell your unconscious mind. Like, oh, man, you can't come over here. Can't come with us. So I'll be like, damn. And when the subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind returns first. First thing to do, the ego do is run down there and try to see what's going on. That file's so damn large, it can't even catch all that shit. It's like, damn. Oh, that shit didn't really happen. Just because it wasn't there to see it. So it doesn't believe that it actually took place. And that's why I use the eye of Heru to show you guys these things, right? And we'll go back over it again because I done put it up on the YouTube, right? We'll put it up there again. That represents touch. This represents taste. This represents the nose. This represents hearing. That's the ear. That represents the eye. And of course, the brow represents thinking. Right? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Let me get my pointer. Found my pointer. My son had it and then denied it. Like, I haven't seen it. Knowing damn well he did see it. But that's neither here nor there. Right? Got the pointer. These are your six senses. And we always use that eye. We always put that eye in there because The ego or the unconscious mind is using your eyes to see what's outside of it. Once you go into an internal cerebral zone, which the thresholds of that is in your thinking, then your unconscious mind becomes unsettled. Because once you start thinking, you don't need your ears to think. You don't need your taste buds to think. You don't need touch in order to think. You don't need your eyes to think. I'll say that one more time. You do not require your eyes to think. Don't believe me? Ask Stevie Wonder. You do not need your nose in order to think. Stephen Hawkins, who's passed away over the past 5 years. I don't know. The guy that was a paraplegic in the chair, and he'd be talking through the robot right? He came up with something, even though he didn't have access to his central nervous system. That didn't mean he wasn't thinking. And they said he had a very bright mind. Like, man, this dude's smart as hell. But he can't move his limbs. He had no control. His unconscious mind had been totally shut down. And that allowed the conscious mind to fully take over. You have that same access to brilliance because you are Bradiant. That's the word I like to use, Bradiant. That's a mix of brilliance and radiance. You radiate a brilliance of divine intellect from your innate self. And there are demonic forces and entities that want to suppress that because they too used to vibrate on that frequency until they got kicked out of that location and sent to dwell here, and they can only rule in this location. You follow what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? In this great damn time called New Tirade, right? The conscious you is ever present. Now, ever present. The conscious you has access to the omnipresent. The conscious you has access to that. Not the unconscious. The unconscious you has access to the body and to this dimension. That's it. So while you awake, you on cruise control. And we went over that the other day. But we'll go back over it again because I know it's people that's on this page that didn't follow me from the other page. Right? They didn't come over. But that's fine. So what happens is when you in your car and you riding on cruise control, and all of a sudden this big 18-wheeler get over, you get pissed off and shit because you all looking through your phone. You got your feet not on the gas pedal or the brake. You got it at 60 miles an hour. You just coasting through traffic. And it's low traffic. But you bobbing and weaving, other people slowing down, you finding a way to just zip through it. When you see people doing that, that's because they got their car in cruise control. They don't want to touch the brake, and they don't want to hit the accelerator either. They like it just where it's at. The same thing is said true of your body. So your body is on cruise control. Now the big ass 18-wheeler come jump in front of and come cross lanes on your ass. You like, damn. So now you got to pick up your foot and put it on the gas pedal. The car automatically relinquishes the cruise control mechanism, and now the car slows all the way down. And now you got to start using your feet, right? Now you got to start using your feet in order to maneuver the vehicle. The same is said true when you're in your body. You be on autopilot. Now you on autopilot, you get up every day, you take your shower. Let's say if you got gas in your house, right? Hypothetically, you got gas. Some people do got gas. Let's just say that your bill didn't go through. You paid the bill for the gas to be on, but it didn't go through. The money didn't clear. Something happened. And you get up in the morning, you on autopilot. You piss on autopilot. You don't think when you start peeing. You hear me? You don't think about that shit. You would jump up out of your sleep. Go to the bathroom with the lights off. Go take a piss. Get back into the bed and jump back into the spiritual universe without thinking about it. But this next morning, you get up, you're getting ready for work. You take that piss. You look through your phone, you start doom scrolling ASAP. Don't worry, I do it too sometimes. You turn the music on to try to prep you up because you don't got a piece of Dream Tech up under your pillow. You turn on the shower if you got any sense and wait for the... You turn on the shower, you think that the water getting hot. You still on autopilot now. 90% of what you do is on autopilot. 90% is on autopilot. That's why it's called the unconscious. When your unconscious mind operates in the awakened realm. And a lot of people was confused about that. They was like, man, this nigga making that shit up. How the hell is we unconscious and we awake? Because your unconscious handles everything on autopilot until your ass get in that shower and you used to that shower being hot. And now that fucking cold starch ass water, it touch your balls. It hit your balls, it hit the tip of your schlong, right? And now the conscious mind has put his foot on the brake. Now you not rolling on cruise control no more. And you like, shit, what the fuck going on? You like, oh my God. Man, that shit cold as a motherfucker. The hell going on? You like, shit, you turn the water off, you turn off the shower. Like, man, put your hands up under the water. Like, damn, why that shit ain't getting hot? The fuck going on? See, now the conscious mind that took over. The unconscious mind, it start doing something else. It start breaking down that food, that late night snack you had last night. It's still working on that shit. Like, oh shit. I guess we got to see why the water is cold. Like, God damn, man, cold ass water and shit. Fuck. I'm like, damn, water cold. And what the fuck I'm gonna do? You start thinking. Not your unconscious mind. You, the conscious you. You start thinking, right? Beyond this shit. And you say, you know what? Let me go on down here in the subconscious mind. Let me look in these files and let me come up with a bright idea how I'm going to go ahead and fast track troubleshooting this current situation. First thing you do is go to your email. You find like, yo, man, what the fuck going on? Y'all motherfuckers turned my gas off this morning. Y'all ain't even let me wash my ass. What the nigga? I sent the money. You go look into your bank account. Then they tell your ass, oh yeah, we just got it right now. You call the bank and they say, yeah, we had a little glitch in the system. And at the time that you paid your bill, it didn't go through. And you might have been paying your bill late. And now that shit and threw everything off. So now you off for autopilot. You done took your foot off the proverbial brake. You hear me? you done put your foot on the brake. So now you got to troubleshoot it. The ego gonna tell you, just call in to work. Fuck it. Take the day. Sometimes you would do that. Say, oh, winter, my hot water on last 5 minutes. Right? So what you do, right? You have to adjust so that you can leave that up to your unconscious mind and you don't have to think about it. I got one of them back things off the TikTok, the little stretchy, the little stretchy thing and shit to hit your back. And now at first it took me a while. My conscious mind had to use that apparatus in order to wash my back. But after about 2 weeks of using that shit, now it's on autopilot. I'm like, woo, it ain't nothing now. I square up my ass with it, my lower back. I just hit it all with it. Woo, woo, woo. I got enough neural pathways. I got the neuroplasticity built up in the body for the ego and the neural patterns in the brain to work together so it can move with fluidity. And see, this is what I talk about, you guys, when I say you got to study the physical anatomy, right? You got to study the physical anatomy. Because then the unconscious mind is going to realize that you have become aware that you're not the body. And then it's going to start hiding like, oh shit, I hope he can't see me. Because the mind does not like to be observed. It does not like to be assessed. And that's why I tell people meditation is very important. It's very important to meditate. And we're going to go through that prerequisite when we do the seminar. For those, you ain't have to have a VIP ticket. Just show up on the 6th for those that got tickets. Now, if you ain't got no tickets, you ain't going to know where the hell we going to be at. I'm just keeping it 10K. You're not going to know. But for the people you're going to learn, if you haven't got it down pack on how to meditate yet, I'm going to show you in real time in person. We're going to take that whole morning and go through that and show people how to tap into their transcendental meditation, also called classical meditation. So the conscious mind is training the subconscious. No, the subconscious mind is your hard drive. That's where all of your experiences are stored. You follow? So your conscious mind can access the subconscious mind, but your unconscious mind cannot access the subconscious mind. It can't. You can. So you got one aspect of your consciousness, which is the unconscious mind, or one aspect of your mind that goes into your heart plexus and is there to facilitate your body. You are in the brow century. That's where you have autonomy over the body, the unconscious mind. You follow? And you got access to the subconscious compartment of the mind. And that's why we go through the 99 nectar rule. That strengthens your memory the more that you go through them. When y'all hear me saying it, go through it with me. You know, Atunre, Noon, Nunet, He, Ket, Ki, Ket, Amun, Amunet, Atum, Shu, Tepna, Get. Your unconscious mind gets access to that. Listen, once you have crystallized it into your consciousness. Once it's crystallized there, then the unconscious mind can start to use it. But that's once you done mastered it. The unconscious mind can get access to it then. But the mind performs its best focusing on one task at a time. That's right. You got to trust yourself. You got to, everything come down to trust. You got to trust you. A lot of people don't trust themselves. When I used to be in the street, nigga be like, man, I don't even trust myself. And I'll hurry up and get away from that nigga. Whoever, or chick. I like, no, I can't be around you. Hey, why you don't be fucking with me? Hey, yo, you don't trust yourself. You said it yourself. I don't want to be around nobody that can't trust themselves. Yeah, you go over there. So what's the difference between the unconscious and the subconscious mind? Shouts out to Flex. You came in a little late, but that's okay, right? The subconscious mind is where all of the activity that is experienced by the unconscious mind and the conscious mind is stored. In other words, when you go to sleep and you leave out your body and you traverse into the spiritual universe and you break through the subconscious plane of the mind and enter there, your subconscious mind follows you there and it records everything that you're doing. The conscious mind is in charge of operating and experiencing the activity. So that's the difference. Your unconscious mind is there for your body. And it's most 90% of the things we do while we awake is on autopilot. And the unconscious mind has autonomy over it. The conscious mind has sovereignty over the unconscious mind and the body, right? So you generate an ego based on what you do on a daily basis, right? Exactly, Flex, like breathing. You don't think about breathing. Your unconscious mind handles that for you. Now you be like, hey, baby, come here. Let me holler at you for a minute. What's your name? You're like, you smell good. Yeah, I know, baby girl. You smell good too. What's your name, though? Are you doing all that? You running that player game on old girl? Your unconscious mind like, yeah, go ahead and get it on in. Don't worry about it, man. That double whopper with cheese you ate or that vegan burger you just ate, don't worry about that shit. I'm knocking all that down. It's filtering out your liver. It's doing all that shit so that you can focus on the things that you desire. So you can focus more on the thoughts that you have on your mind. So you can focus more on the agenda that you set out for your day. You follow? So that's the difference. I'm glad to see you picking up what I'm putting down. Anybody else? Anybody else got any questions? Any questions? Yeah. To see the whole thing, you guys, and I done said this before, but I know it's a few new people in here. Y'all haven't heard this before. See, you actually spend more time in the spiritual universe than you do in the physical universe. Even though you're contractually obligated, peace and love, beloved. Hell is low and heaven is high. Hell is low and heaven is high. Right? But you spend more time in the spiritual universe when you contractually obligated to live a life here. So you spend more time in the place that you was at before you came through your daddy, figuratively and literally. Spend more time there. And this is why in the Papyrus of Ani, or Anai as some will say, it tells you to spend every day of your life preparing for the afterlife. For in doing so, you'll access the keys to eternal life. You follow that? It didn't say that your life insurance policy was going to ensure that you make it to the spiritual universe. See, that's the trick they try to run on the unconscious mind. And they spend trillions of dollars every day to attempt to create a barrier between the conscious mind and the ego. And they attempt to get you to think that this is you, right? That way, they got you on autopilot. And that's how the mind becomes programmed. That's how they program you. You know, when you grab your remote control, you're giving them remote control to you for programming. And you adhere to the program in the moment you give them the power, because you press power on the television. And it's programmed to tell lies to your vision. And the unconscious mind don't know no better, but all that stuff getting stored in your subconscious mind. It's all getting stored in your hard drive. And the programs within the programs are programmed to block you from operating from the ever-present, omnipresent self. It wants you to operate from the ego, from the body. And I always test the so-called woke people. And I'll tell them that your ancestor is a reptilian. My ancestor ain't no I ain't no reptile. Well, that body you in is a reptile. I'm a god. Like, okay, well, let me see you leave out your body right now. While you awake, you can't do it. It can be done, but the person is saying that they are a reptile. I didn't say that you was a reptile. I just said that the reptile is your ancestor. You follow? But most people think that they're this body. They function on autopilot and don't even know it. They be operating from an unconscious place in their own psyche. And they're not connected to their psychic center. And your oversoul is aware of that. So what it starts to do is it sends out a beacon. And it's looking for transmissions of somebody who is in alignment with their brow center, who's been able to suppress the unconscious mind and tame it and get it to be obedient. And so it sends people into this particular space and say, man, y'all need to listen to this. You don't even know it. You thinking that it's God. You thinking it's the angels. You thinking it's everything that you've been programmed to accept, right? From your Luciferian overlords. But the Luciferians have programmed the programs to program you. So that they don't even have to waste time doing all that shit. They got your ass on autopilot. You hear me? Only time they can't fuck with you is when you go off into the dream realm. But most people say, I don't remember my dreams. That's because it's not a dream. You're looking to remember a dream instead of to continue on existing. Existing and dreaming are two different things. You follow? I'll say that one more time. Right? Existing and dreaming are two different things. So if you lay your body down to go to sleep, your unconscious mind is still in the body. You leave the body. So do the subconscious mind. It's like, where you going? You ain't going nowhere without me. I got to be there to record everything. I'm going with you. And your unconscious mind like, I want to go. You like, hell no, nigga, stay your ass right here. We about to go to the spiritual universe. We be back. When you coming back? We'll be back in the morning. And I use that term loosely. We'll be back in the morning, dog. Don't worry. They be like, hey, what happened? First person come back is your subconscious. What happened? What y'all do? Where? Hey, here we go. Let me show you everything that happened. Right? Now your unconscious mind might got about 500 gigs of RAM. Your subconscious mind got about 10,000 Well, how would I put that? Quantum terabytes. And I'm just hypothetically coming up with that number, right? So you got about 10,000 quantum terabytes of storage. And it try to lay about 20,000 terabytes on your conscious mind, and it can't take all that shit. You said, so the subconscious, the homie you take on a 2-man. Your subconscious is your hard drive. It's your recorder. It's analogous. Listen, when you see the police with the body cams and they record everything they doing, that's what your subconscious mind is doing. It's recording everything that you're doing. While you in the awakened realm and when you leave this realm and go somewhere else. Even when you're meditating, even the thoughts that you're daydreaming about, your subconscious mind records all of that. It records everything. It do not miss a beat. Your subconscious mind collects everything. When you go outside and you go sit on a porch and you light you a Newport and you wave at the neighbor as they drive down the street and another car goes by, your subconscious mind counted everybody in the car. It caught a piece of the conversation that you didn't hear through your auditory cortex. It even caught the license plate of the car. It even caught the little dangling air freshener, the name of it, what flavor it was. It even picked it up through your nose sensory range, and your unconscious body couldn't do that, but your subconscious mind is that powerful. It don't miss shit. All we got to learn how to do is trust its capabilities. And we become some bad motherfuckers once we do. And you got the Luciferian and the Illuminati network spending trillions of dollars to make sure that you don't tap into the omnipresent aspects of yourself. But the second that you do, oh man, you become like Neo in the Matrix. You hear me? See how at first everybody was they had love to get on everybody in the Matrix until Neo woke up and knew who the fuck he was. Remember when he went to go see the Merovingian and all? He was like, what is this? I could deal with you. He was like, kill him. And he did like that and made all the bullets drop. They was like, what the fuck? So he ended up whooping all of their ass. Because Parasymphony, his wife, let the nigga out. Like, man, go ahead, go get this nigga. They was fucked up. These is programs. Like, damn, we can't stop this nigga. But my man, he had back doors into every dimension within the Matrix. He had to start running from Neo ass. He thought he was gonna have Neo running from him. But he started running from that nigga. Like, damn. What the fuck? The hell is this nigga on? Called him they savior, like your savior. Because what separated Neo from everybody else, as I said before, and I'll say it again for those that's first time hearing me. Thank you, Nature First. All right? The one thing is he knew he was not a human. He knew he wasn't the body. He was highly aware of that. He knew that he was a mental creature that had soul. Everybody else just thought they was flesh. And that's what made him the one, which they say one, switch the letters around, you see Neo. Right? Switch the letters around again, you see Eon. Right? See that? I remember I told you guys about the vowels. Look at those vowels. Change that to ion. Ions are composed, they make up what's called plasma. Plasma is composed of something called ether. Ether is composed of something that we refer to as spirit. I done ran out of room. Right? But the ether, that's a gas. It's a conscious gas. Right? And this is what they're showing you in the movie The Matrix. Shouts out to Sophia Stewart. Right? Because Sophia Stewart, the one that wrote that movie, a sister. Melanated sister. And she won her case, she won her lawsuit against the Wachowski brothers. And for Terminator 2. She wrote Terminator. With Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that. They stole her script, man. I told y'all, these motherfuckers is some thieves. They stealing everything I'm saying right now out my mouth. They stealing that shit. And making movies out of it. That that show on Netflix, School Spirit, they stole that shit. They stole. I need to go find me a little Jewish lawyer. I know he'll find a way. Like, yeah, man, they did. They stole that shit from you. I've got the timestamp and everything. I done cross-referenced it. I got a buddy that closed the contract with Netflix. Come on, we're about to go get some money. You hear me? Anybody got any questions, man? Let's get some questions going. Come join us in Atlanta, March the 7th and the 8th, or the 8th, or both days, for the 1089 seminar. See, I was on a show with a dude named Tom Athouse, who was saying he wrote it too. Wow. Look at there. Y'all see that alignment? What's that sister's name? Dom Lynch. Shouts out to Dom Lynch. 6 days after my birthday, March 1st. Oh, yeah. You in alignment. Something about you out there. Especially saying you was talking to the guy that made that show. Right? That's a brother. Sorry about that, Dom. Right? Yeah, I see. But everything they were showing you in that show, I was already telling people that shit. And I got timestamps. Because I was telling the people in the tech community, in our community, or was I talking about that in the altar group? Because I show people how to put their altars together too, and how to connect to the afterlife. And everything that I've been saying in regards to that, now that shit's starting to show up in television programs. People coming up with these bright ideas. Now on Paramount, they got another show called Ghosts. All of this shit started coming out after I started doing seminars about this shit. Some thieving motherfuckers. Is it important to work on supernatural abilities like airbending and levitation? It depends. Important is, I don't want to say it's not important, and I don't want to say that it is important. It just depends on what you decide to determine or define as important to you, right? Because your higher senses, which are right here in the higher Dantian of the brow century, which are comprised of your intuition, your telepathy, psychometry, and clairvoyance. So in other words, you could take, I'm running out of marker. Let me get another marker right fast. You could take your telepathic senses, right? And integrate it with your sense of touch. They call that telekinesis. So now you start moving things around telepathically using touch. You follow that? Then you could take your eyes and start moving things telepathically with your eyes as well. But see, your heart has to be in the right place. And this is what we're going to go over in the seminar, because this is why seminars are so important, because it got to be some honed in focus shit. And I don't want to start going into that and then they suspend the backup page. You know, that's why I don't like being on here, because it be making me real timid. I miss everything you talked about. Could you please speak on Kemetic and Hebrew alchemy? That's right, Dom. See, some of y'all on that type of time. So you got the higher body, right? Which we ain't even went into that. That's who you are spiritually or etherically, right? That aspect of yourself made a Xerox copy of your physical composition. And the one thing that it copied was your heart. So when it copied your heart, your unconscious mind couldn't go into that dimension with your etheric double. I'm going to say that again. Your unconscious mind did not transverse over into that dimension. However, you got full access to that. And you could be operating from that etheric double, and that spiritual heart can override your physical heart. And that'll bring your higher senses into the physical body. And now you could just start moving shit out the way. You hear me? Like in the movie Chronicles. Have y'all seen Chronicles before? Do you think the people who be on here pushing for your actual doing something? Yeah, they doing something, but they could even be doing more if they knew how to tap into their inner power, or if they knew how to make this unconscious mind subside. If they knew exactly who they were. They have a very, pseudo sense of who they are, right? Have a very pseudo sense. But the being that said, I miss everything. Could you please speak on Kemetic and Hebrew alchemy? I don't know what you want to know. That's kind of broad. Could you be a little bit more definitive about what you want to know about alchemy? And then I don't want to guess about what you said. That's how they move them 500-ton bricks. Yes. They moved them across the ley line, the electromagnetic grid, right? They set it on the grid and just pushed it. And they didn't even have to do nothing. The magnetism, they just changed the polarity. And let's segue into what the brother was saying about Kemetic alchemy. Because when you're talking about alchemy, you're talking about transitional metals. That's called the Lathanite group. And I got to be very careful here, because this is the only live I got left. But it's something called the Lathanite group on the periodic table. It starts at the 57th element of Lathanite, which is a transmutatable metal. This is where the metals, when burnt at a certain Celsius or Fahrenheit. You said, hey, I got YouTube, Doc. Yeah, we might have to go to the YouTube. You said I should have went live on YouTube. I should have. You said you left it broad on purpose. Yeah, we don't play them type of games, KU Ministry. You gotta, tell me what it is. Because see, what you just submitted to me is you trying to see what I know, and you're not even showing me your face. That's not cool. Yeah, the YouTube is hold up. Noon. Somebody put it in the comment section. I don't feel like writing that up there. Yeah, we got to try to maintain this live, because they didn't know I suspended my other live, and I don't even know how long they suspended me. Yeah, put 1089 TV. 1089 TV will get you there. Right? 1089 TV. Yeah, but that's what what they're calling Kemetic, which that's a scriptural term. That's a biblical term. Kemet. Thank you, beloved. Thank you, 3LX chocolate. Cholo. Sorry about that. Yeah, they suspended my live, like my other page. This is my backup page, loved one. This is my backup page that I'm on right now. And about an hour ago, they suspended my live. They suspended my live. They made up some bullshit of why they suspended it. Listen, the reason why they be suspending my lives. That's right. You're right, Shamari. I need to start. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you. Thank you, loved one. But the reason why they suspend my lives, because they know that I'm going to re-upload the live. I chop it up and I upload the videos. I don't waste content, and they aware of that. So when I start going in too deep, they just go ahead and eradicate the live so I don't get a chance to upload that content. And then now they aware that I'm taking it across several platforms after I upload it here. So to negate me from spreading that information, they'll just go ahead and suspend the live altogether. He said they booted you a month ago out of one of my lives. Let me say that too. They be booting people out the live for nothing. That's not my moderator doing that. That's them booting you out the live. That's not that's not me. That's not my moderator. That's them. They even went so far as to they put 100 words into my words not to say in your comment section. Words like because, of, there, that, father, mother, ancestors. They took the word ancestor and put it in there. And people will say, damn, man, you say ask the questions. Did you see my question? And I'm like, yo, I ain't see no question. You know what I mean? But no, to answer your question, for the being that wanted to know about the Kemetic alchemy and Hebrew alchemy. Okay. I understand. I understand you, KU. But that's the Lathanite group. Lathanite, let me just talk over the TikTok head. If you could pick up what I'm putting down, cool. That's the 57th element on the periodic table. Lathanite, right? That's called the Lathanite group. That's the transitional metal group, right? And when these metals are burnt at certain Fahrenheits and they reach a cooling temperature, they become quite malleable. So now you can't tell its original form. And this is why gold was such a high commodity and still is today, because it's quite malleable. It's all the way up to the point where you could consume gold. They call that monoatomic gold. Mono meaning one, monad, right? Latin, one. Atom, atomic. One atom of gold. And when silver too. Same thing with platinum. Same thing with copper. Same thing with nickel. Same thing with tin, right? Same thing with iridium, which iridium is found in the pineal gland, right? That's what gives the brain its electrical charge. Aluminum, which is found in trace minerals in the body, right? And in the soft tissues in the body. And once the soul, enters into the body, depending on the temperature of the body, right? It starts to manipulate those particular elements in the body. You follow? So a form of alchemy, exactly, Dom. You getting it. So when the alchemy that you're capable of personifying in this temporal form is dealing with, everything breaks down into this. It's electricity, magnetism, molecules, and atoms. That's pretty much this reality, right? That's the real reality. This is the real reality of your reality. Electricity, magnetism, molecules, and atoms. You can start manipulating this with your conscious mind. And when you pay attention to particles, they turn into waves. When you pay attention to waves, you can turn them into particles. Right? So you can start manipulating stuff. And if you do it consistently enough, like if you go check my main page, I got something called the sequential path of mastery, right? Because when you do certain 19 times in a row, it gets recorded to your unconscious awake mind, right? You do it 38 times, it gets stored into the subconscious mind. You do it 57 times, it becomes crystallized in your consciousness. When you do it 76 times, it starts to leave an imprint on the outer verse, right? Which many of you refer to as the universe. That's the outer verse. And you will start seeing it everywhere. The imprint of what you intended. It starts showing up on people's shirts. It starts coming through the television. You be scrolling through the TikTok and see it through the TikTok. You pull up at the Wendy's in the McDonald's drive-thru, and the girl open up the window, and everything that you've been doing, it start coming out her mouth. Or the person that's on the fries on the other side, you done caught a whiff of something they said, and it's in relation to something that you was practicing after 76 times. When you get to 95 times, now you're in the cerebral zone of mastering whatever that task or application is. Once you get up to 133 times, you become a master of that skill. You're operating it at a masterful level. I always give the example of a song, right? So let me use a good song that everybody know. Let me use a song everybody know. Billie Jean by Michael Jackson, right? That's the best I can think of, right? When you first heard Billie Jean, for all of y'all that's old enough, y'all remember Motown 25? And that nigga Mike came out there, that was the Vengeance tour, because they shitted on him during Off the Wall. They shitted on that nigga. And he came back for Motown 25. That's when he introduced the moonwalk. Y'all remember that? He introduced the moonwalk. That nigga had the little flooded pants on with the glitter socks. You couldn't tell me that nigga wasn't a demigod. That nigga was a demigod. That nigga was a demigod. And so he came out there and he sung Billie Jean for the first time. Billie Jean, it's not my love. This the girl. She says I am the one. You know what I mean? You get the cadence down pat, his body language. I ain't listened to that shit in a long time, but I done heard it at least 133 times. You feel me? By the time you done learned the song, you done learned the words, you start putting your own swag on it. You start putting your own cadence on the song. And Michael Jackson was so bad that he didn't even leave room for you to even do none of that shit. You had to emulate him. You couldn't even put your own swag on that nigga shit. You hear me? You couldn't even put your own swag on Mike shit. You had to follow his full cadence, his full delivery, because he mastered what he was doing. You would start doing the damn moves. You know what I'm saying? You see the video, that shit captivate the shit out your ass. That nigga was a demigod. The people in Germany worship that nigga. He bigger than Jesus. They got a motherfucking 12-story statue of this nigga. Tell me I'm lying. That motherfucker come out, he don't even say nothing. He just come out. Oh! Ambulance gotta come and get motherfuckers. That was a nigga that was tapped into his higher power. And he took his etheric body and incarnated into the physical body. And was mystified. Like white people, they had no chance. That nigga could just wave his hand at their ass and they'll fall down. You know how Pastor Porkchop be doing in the church and be like, oh. See, that shit fake. That shit staged. That shit Michael Jackson was doing, that ain't staged. That ain't no stage fucking Pastor Porkchop presentation. That nigga just comes out the fucking, everybody there's a sea of motherfuckers. They just sold 20,000 tickets to a backyard. Right? And he just come out there. Hi. Tell me I'm lying. I'm going to sing the song now. Oh, motherfucker, here come the dudes with the stretchers. You know what I mean? They're trying to bring a motherfucker back to life. I seen him. The white women, oh, I seen him. They be breaking down. Oh my God. I told you they don't got enough chakra points. They can't take all of that power. There's too much power. That nigga Mike can do whatever the fuck he want. For real, man. They was gone. They was gone like shit. This nigga just, whew. We got to make sure what they said. Because it was somebody else like that too. Do y'all know who Michael Jordan learned? I mean, Michael Jordan. Y'all know who Michael Jackson learned from, right? Y'all know who he learned from? Anybody know who Mike learned from? I know Mother Edenberg. No, there you go. James Brown. That's right. James Brown. James Brown was Michael Jackson before Michael Jackson. Listen, that's the first nigga to have his own private jet. Matter of fact, let me take that back. He was the first nigga in America to have a private jet. Let me take that back. He was the first person from America, black, white, or whatever, that had their own private fucking jet. Right? He had a nigga to put his jacket on his ass. Like, nigga. He went on tour in the grave. His cemetery, his casket went on tour. That's the only nigga I know that had 3 funerals. They did the funeral and put that nigga on the private jet and took his ass somewhere else. And did another funeral. They called him the Godfather of Soul. That's who Mike got it from. They said, you know what? After they seen how bad Mike was as a child, they said, take these drugs and push it through every fucking black community. We don't want these niggas to ever access this shit again. You know what? Take these guns and push this shit. You know what? Let's put abortion clinics everywhere. You know what? We got to stop playing love music. Don't let the niggers get no more music about love. We can't have them making love and doing none of this shit. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Thank you, timekeeper. That just show you I'm in alignment. Tell me I'm lying. And that's what you up against. That's what you up against. And they spent trillions of dollars to block you, the conscious mind, right, from going and activating in the brow century. They want to stop you. They want to govern you. They want the thinking to be your ceiling. Because once you go past that shit, it ain't shit they can do. You become Neo in the fucking Matrix on their ass. And I'll be operating at that level. And I took some big setbacks, you guys. I'm just being transparent. I took some real big setbacks. Real big setbacks. I lost I lost some 6-figure numbers within 6 months. And I had to go get a job. Right? I had to get a job. And there's no offense to people that work. So I was like, shit. I'm working. I'm doing good. They like, damn, man, you outperforming everybody. Like, nigga, I know my value. And I told the people when I first got there, when you guys is looking for jobs and you want to get a job, you got to walk into that motherfucker like you doing them a favor. Don't go in there like, oh, I want to get this job. No, motherfucker, I'm doing y'all a favor just by being here. You better be lucky I came up in here. They're going to be like, man, who is this nigga? Like, look, man, I'm just going to be honest with you. Y'all ain't even got enough money to pay me. I'm fucked up right now. I need a damn job. I am an asset to your company just by showing up here today. Oh, really? Now they want you. But you come in there like, are you still working? I ain't even fill out an application. I didn't even fill out an application. That's no bullshit. I didn't fill an application out. Within 2 years, I was making more money than everybody there. In 2 years. Then the COVID came. They started having a little meeting. They're like, hey, Ali, come on in. We having a meeting today. That's what the manager told me. I was there bright and early. Right? With a blunt on my breath. I said, man, what the fuck going on, man? It's raining outside. I work in construction. Like, it's raining outside and shit, man. What the fuck is this going all about? I ain't taking no jab. As soon as I said that, the owner came in and ad-libbed on what I said. He said, no, I don't want you guys to take no jab. I'm not taking no fucking jab. That's why we having this meeting right now. Shouts out to my man, Brian. The white guys in Texas, they different. I'm telling you, they on some different shit. He was like, look, the reason why we're having this meeting is to see who has taken that shit. Because I didn't tell you guys to take that shit. So if you took it, just let me know now, because we're going to send your ass home. He said, there were no deaths reported. There was no deaths reported for people having COVID. But there's deaths being reported for people that have taken that jab. And I don't want to have your ass in one of my trucks and you done took that jab and you fall asleep at the fucking wheel. That's how the white dudes be thinking like that. So tell me right now, just be honest, because I didn't tell any of you guys, hey, if you don't take it, you can't work. I never said that. That's what this meeting is about. I just did like this. I put my hand back and put my feet up on the fucking desk. I said, Brian, you my motherfucking nigga. Come here, nigga. I gave him, he was like, oh, man, you don't have to call me that word. But anywhere I work, I do what the fuck I want to do. If I got to work at your shit, I'm doing you a favor. You gotta have that type of energy on you. Because you an eternal being. You're not a limited being. They just restricted my life. They just restricted my life. There's too much energy. Oh, angry behavior. I'm not angry. Yeah, they just restricted the live. Yeah, they did. They're like, man, this motherfucker it's the influence that I have over others. It's not a negative influence. It's a positive influence. And like I tell people, I am here to wake up that lion in you. I am here to wake up that primordial dragon in you. I am here to wake up that tiger in you. I am here to wake up that falcon in you. I am here to wake up that phoenix bird in you. And they know that once you get here, once you break through that threshold of your thinking, game over. Flip, 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 game over. Now you're not playing a game no more. Now they got to play your game. And they don't got enough chakra points to play your game. They don't. They don't have enough chakra points. Larry Bird told you that when he seen Michael Jordan. He was like, I just got through playing God, and he was wearing sneakers. The very next year, they said, what should we call you? Michael? MJ? Jordan? That nigga said, call me Yahweh. Look it up. He said Yahweh would be fine. Or Jehovah. Either or is okay. And he meant that shit. You gotta mean what you say and say what you mean. And this is why it's essential. It's essential to know the meaning of the words that you're using, so that when you're speaking them, you can alchemically manipulate the reality. It start bending around your ass. You hear me? And there's certain words of power that you can use, which I'm going to give y'all some words of power again. For all the people that already got it. I'm going to give out 2 words of power for people on the Rainology 102. And for those that come to the Het Hebrew class, you're going to get 4 words of power. Right? You're going to get 4 of them. And it's going to be impactful, but you got to say that shit like you mean it. You got to say it with your chest. Right? He said, I've been thinking about it the last couple of weeks. Yeah, your oversoul is in alignment with mine. That's all it is. It's like I'm a confirmation for whatever your oversoul and already been relaying to you. Right? But we're going to get on off of here for right now, you guys. We're going to get on off of here. They just suspended my live. They done restricted this live. Like, no, we only going to let 10 people see this live. That's what it just told me that. Right? So we're going to get off of here for now. If you guys are interested, y'all want me to go on the YouTube, just go ahead and leave a 9. If I could get 10 of you guys to say that, I'll double back on the YouTube for you. But I need at least 9 of you. Okay. All right, there go enough of them. Yeah, we're going to get off here because my battery about to die. And we're going to go on back on the YouTube. I just left off of YouTube. Right? If y'all come on over there, I'll go live. That's 1089 TV, at 1089 TV. And we'll continue. We can continue. Y'all want to continue? Y'all showing me y'all want to continue. Let me get 2 more, and we'll come over there. We'll continue because they hating on this side. And I got 73% on this phone. Dom like, yo, man, come on over. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We on. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go over there. They scared of Dr. Ray, man. Right? They scared of me. I'm aware of it. Oh, let me go to the other one. Hold on. My upload is complete. Shouts out to Ricky and shouts out to yeah, come on over there because they hating on this side. This is my backup page, y'all. And y'all just make sure that y'all reference this for future. Because I don't just always be posting on this page. I only come over here after they suspend the live. So the next time they suspend my main page, automatically just come here like, yo, I know he about to go to the backup. So I don't have to make that punk ass video. But I'm going live right now. I'm live on We live on the other one right now. Ah, shit, I forgot I got the mic on here. All right, y'all. So y'all come join me over there, and I'm gonna take a little water break. So just give me a second. I'm gonna go use the bathroom and all that. So where to go to again? 1089 TV. At 1089 TV. I'm already there right now. I'm already there. So join me on YouTube over there, and we gonna get off of here before they suspend this shit. So I can keep all of this and upload this shit to my YouTube too. All right, hooah. Okay, it ain't even letting me end it.